So welcome Kushbu. You're here for college, right?
Yeah.
So I thought maybe it'll be a good opportunity for us to catch up. So why don't you tell a little bit about yourself for those who don't know?
Sure. First of all, thank you, Suresh, for calling me up and inviting me to speak on your podcast. And let me just introduce with my name. My name is Dr. Khushbu Pandya, and I'm not a medical doctor, but I've done a doctorate in social media management. I've done a thesis, and it's basically on consumer behavior and social media. So I'm both into academics as well as into the industry. I own a startup called Convophilia Communications, and it's basically a social media consulting firm which is based in Gujarat. And I do visiting faculties recently at Symbiosis SIMC Bangalore. So I was invited as a adjunct faculty over there to give classes on social media.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about the book.
Yes. So my book is called Weave Model, and it has been published from Texas, USA. It's about global strategy that helps into weaving social media into businesses. So any small business or even very small and tiny businesses to the MNCs, anybody can use social media today and have conversations online and grow their businesses on social media, as we all know about it. But the fact that people still don't know how to use the medium efficiently and effectively. So this book I have wrote to help them, small businesses, to even professionals and individuals, how to use social media and grow your business through it. So it talks about 5 fundamentals. It denotes in its name itself, Weave. So W stands for word of mouth, E stands for engagement, A stands for authenticity and transparency, V stands for value and trust, and again the last E stands for emotional connect. So if you see, these are the fundamentals that if you weave on into your business and within the social media strategies and functions, then you can succeed using social media into your business. So it talks about this everything. It also gives you examples how to use it, and ways and means in each of the fundamentals, and in a way it carries a whole global strategy which can be used by every business.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about how you came up with the book idea. What made you to think about writing a book?
It was a sudden idea when I was just one night, I was writing my thesis daily work. I was just writing my research work, and many queries came up onto LinkedIn and many other Facebook and professional and networking sites about how to use Facebook and how to use social media in various industries. So an idea struck that there should be something that educates them in a very, very simple and layman's language. And I researched about many books that were in the market, and they spoke about how to do Facebook advertising. But people were not actually known why to use social media. So there should be something which educates them. Is social media really there to help you for your business? And if you see the smaller cities and smaller businesses, they are still unaware about how to use these platforms. They just go there, make an account and sit either idle or post non-useful things. So if we talk about making a business social or making a business going social, they are clueless.
Right.
So that's when the idea struck, and I thought that a model or a very simple fundamentals should be taught, because people get trapped into n number of things but forget the basics when it comes to jargons or when it comes to new mediums or etc. or something kind of things. So it talks about basics and less about technology.
Sure. So, thinking about the book is one thing,
Yeah.
but writing the book and publishing is another thing,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So, what is the journey you went through? What are the challenges that you faced?
The journey was quite interesting for me. If you see the book, it's very short written. It's
Right.
only 62 pages. So many of the Indian publishers wanted a 300 pages manual transcript, and I was not having that. So the first rejection was that. And I started scouting international publishers, because from my inner heart, I wanted to publish from an international publisher. So I started scouting and luckily I got one intentional publisher who was interested into publishing my book, and that's how I got the deal, and it got published from USA.
Excellent. So that's quite a trip, right?
Yes.
So the PhD part.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit. We are just curious to know how somebody can do a PhD in social media.
In fact, that question I come across every now and then, that when I say to people that I have done a PhD in social media. So the first question is, how do you do, PhD in social media? Are there any programs or something like that? Let me say, in West, they surely do have programs, but in India, they do not have any programs called specifically PhD in social media. It's just that you will have to enroll into a program, you'll have to give an entrance exam, and then it's up to you to select a topic for that. And let me remind you, it was 2009, and social media was just, come in the market, and it was not at all in the boom period. It was just looked at as a fad. And even in the PhD process, I got too many rejections of not taking this subject as a PhD. But something inside me, an instinct which stuck me that no, this is something which will in coming 5 years or 10 years would be the best thing ever, and will change the whole scenario of the market right now. So the first thing I wanted to do was social media and recruiting, but that was rejected. So then I come up with many combinations using social media, and then my guide asked me, "Are you sure? Do you really want to do only social media?" I said yes. So then I selected consumer behavior and social media as a PhD topic, and then it was it was a risk on me at that point of time, because my guide told me that if this does not work out, if you're not able to do on this, you will have to redo all the work, and that involves work of 3 to 5 years. So the risk was calculated on me. And I said, no, it will surely work out, and it did. After finally, I got a degree last 6 months back.
Excellent. So that is quite a story. People thinking about social media and not accepting, and you getting into it and having the determination is quite powerful. So from that time, 2009. Now we take a step back. It's 2014.
Yes.
What do you think has changed?
Many things has changed. When I was studying, as PhD topic, as a topic to research on, I was not able to find a single paper, or we say a single research paper on social media from an Indian author,
okay,
or from an Indian university or college. But now, after just a year, in 2010, I started finding papers on the issue. So in 1 year, things were changing. And if we see from 2009 to 14, now the whole scenario has changed. It was took as a fad in 2009. People were not trusting it. Many security issues were raised by people. It was taken as a privacy threat by the people, and was not taken seriously by businesses itself. Correct. But when the trends started, when people started to visualize things in the West, and as we already know that we follow the West trends a lot. So then people started to think this as a medium where they got chance to interact with people a lot more often. They got a chance to promote their products and services, and then gradually people saw that this is a platform which will revolutionize the whole world.
And it is.
And right? It is, yes. So lot many things have changed. People were not talking about their personal lives before.
Right.
But now they've started opening up like the West, and the teens now, they have changed the whole scenario. Right. They have started sharing their whole life on social media. In a case we see there's a negative impacts also. There lies a lots of responsibility when you post something on social media. You have to take things on yourself when it comes to negative impacts or something. You have to take a responsibility.
Correct. So. What, like you and me, we both know that digital and social is, is the future. And what are some of your plans for the future?
As I have worked from heart till now, I had never made plans. I never knew that I would land up in social media ever, because I've done varied kind of jobs before. I've been a lecturer, I've been into industry, I've been into marketing, I've been into finance. I've also been into teaching all the kinds of management subjects. So I had never planned, but now after plunging into this consultancy and thing, My future plans are the same. I have, as I told, I have a company called Convophilia Communications, and I would be taking up projects on consulting them for. Because the most passionate thing for me is to educate people on what social media is, and that's what my book talks
Right.
about too. So I love people educating rather than outsourcing. I do not promote outsourcing to businesses. If they tell me do social media for us, then I say simply no. I say that I can educate you how you can do, because you know your products and services better than me. So instead of me doing it, I can educate you, and you know do it yourself. Yes,
So
that's
they
my plan.
understand the culture of the
Yes,
company, and
yes.
it is always good. We teach the same too.
Yes.
That if you're going to do social media, it's better that you do it in house.
Yes.
But search is different. Search can be outsourced.
Yes, correct.
But social, you need to understand the culture. You need to understand everything about the company.
Because you cannot speak for other people.
Correct.
It talks about emotions, it talks about relationships, and if we see personal relationships, we do not give someone else to handle our accounts, then buy a professional.
Exactly.
Correct. So that's my only argument comes to the business people, as that you are the only sole person or people to handle your own relationships when it comes to business. I can teach you how to handle your accounts or the tips and tricks and everything, but at the end, it should the voice coming from inside the company.
So, what are the tips that you would offer for anybody who wants to get into social media?
For anyone to get into the social media, the one thing is do a lot of research first of all, because you should know why you are there. You should know your goals. You should know your mission. Why you want to plunge into social media. So you will have to know your customers. You will have to know your employees and everything. So R&D is the must.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. You asked me 5.
Five, or are you? I mean, you can tell, but one of the most important things.
Yeah, one of the most important is the second is visually very very smart.
Sure.
Because people are very much attractive to the visuals and graphics and everything. So whatever you post on social media should be visually very much impressive.
Correct.
Only then getting the first impression is what we are talking about. So if you're catching someone's attention at the first point, it then depends on you, how you what you do of that impression. So these two things I think is most important.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Where can people find you? And your book?
Yes, my book can be found on Amazon. It's online over there. You can purchase on there. Both Amazon.com and Amazon.in also.
Okay.
You can just type Weave Model, Global Strategy for Weaving Social Media into Your Business.
Okay.
My Khushbu Pandya, or you can search by my name, Khushbu Pandya.
How do you spell?
KHUSHBUPANDYA. So it's Khushbu Pandya.
Thank you, Dr. Khushbu Pandya. Would you like to share something else to our audience?
And yes, I'm very much socially active. So people can reach me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Quora. You can name any of the social platforms, and I'm there.
You already weaved that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for having being here in our podcast.
Thank you
As
so much,
always, it's
Suresh.
good to talk to you and catch up with you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for making a part of WMA, and I really, really appreciate to having associated with you, Suresh.
My pleasure always.
Thank you.